Paranoid Visions have always been outsider artists. We've never ever tried to fit in. We've never ever compromised. We've never sent a demo anywhere. We don't want it. We don't want fame. We do it all. We do it the way we want. Punk was actually for me. I was in homes, I was in institutions, I grew up in the bowels of the state and kicked around by the state. So when I got to my teenage years, I was an angry, and punk put the direction on that anger, and thank God for that, because I don't know where I would have ended up otherwise. I'm still angry, but now I know how to channel it.
I remember the first time I met Deco, it must have been 1985, and this completely mad looking skeleton, ghoul-like figure was walking towards me down the streets, and that was him. I thought, wow, this guy looks completely mad and completely psychotic. And he had about 30 people following him everywhere. And he's like the king of the punks in Dublin, wasn't he?
Back in 1981, Paranoid Visions had just begun on the road to ruin, on a quest for fun. We'd have loaded guns. We had our moments in the sun. We didn't care for anyone. When all is said and all is done, that 40 years of fun.
But this band is just an individual band. It's one of a kind. It's the best thing I've ever taken part in, and it's the only thing I've ever wanted to do since I was a child. So it's the best.
I think it's something that's never going to die. You know, people say punk is dead. It's not.
We were fiercely independent and fiercely DIY. It was always the cassette culture and the crafts culture. Buying cassettes and burning them at home and photocopying sleeves and piecing them together. But it's a joyous thing to do. It's a great thing to be involved in. Just because you're doing it yourself, it doesn't mean to say that you have to make a half-assed effort out. 40
years gone by in a flash. We lasted longer than the Clash. We didn't care for fame or cash. We came here for a blast. 40 years of getting smashed. 40 years out on the lash. 40 years in a long car crash. This band was built to last.
They've created this niche for themselves where they're collaborating with people in the punk scene that we wrote to years ago but never ever thought we'd even speak to, and now they're playing music with them.
They're world class, and I'm not just saying that because I was in the band.
I mean, they've played in Japan, they've played in the States, they're playing all over the world.
I feel so close to them, you know, they're like family.
40 years, 4 decades. There's an awful lot of writers that don't do that. There's an awful lot of filmmakers that don't do that, and that's a heroic achievement.
Every single thing that they've released has been 100% on their own terms, and I'm fairly confident that we'll get at least another 10 years out of them anyway.
40 years against the grain. 40 years and still not changed. We're thorough punks and still the same. There's nothing much has changed.
Paranoid Visions are playing tonight. Fourth gig in 2 years. Haven't seen Paranoid Visions in 2 years. Who are Paranoid Visions? I was a Paranoid Visions, man. Fucking greatest band ever.